The construction sector may not be the biggest sector fueling GDP growth in the UK, but it is one of the most significant in terms of contribution to the economy of billions of pounds each year, and thousands of jobs depend on its success. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the sector was hit like many others with closures and furloughed staff, and supply chains experienced their biggest disruption in several generations. As lockdown eased in June, supply chain managers, through the UK's IHS Markit CIPS Purchasing Managers Indices, the PMIs, reported a sudden improvement in their fortunes, but it was still from a very low base. The PMIs show a snapshot of the previous month's activity and are an up-to-date view of what's happening in the sector. This includes the number of new orders, employment levels, prices for raw materials, and measures the optimism of building firms for the coming year. So here's the detail. In July 2020, supply chain managers reported the fastest rise in construction output since October 2015. As I said earlier, good news, but the sector had been devastated, so the only way was up. Residential building was the main driver of growth, as housing experienced its biggest growth since September 2014. But there was still some hesitation amongst clients to place orders for larger infrastructure projects, so the growth in the sector is a bit lopsided. The overall PMI figure rose to 58.1 in July from 55.3 in June, which is a healthy rise in the overall figure and demonstrated that the recovery started quickly once lockdown eased. Any figure over 50 shows growth in PMIs, and below 50 is a contraction. The data also showed the fastest rise in new orders since February this year, but the rise had softened compared to the last month. Businesses did report some hesitation amongst clients to commit to too many new projects until there's more clarity from government and the pathway of the pandemic was clearer. And this resulted in a moderation in confidence amongst builders compared to the previous month, as concerns over the strength of the economy remained. The biggest concern is probably around employment levels. Around 34% of respondents to the survey said they were shedding jobs. So after this summer of blistering growth, we have to prepare for a chilly autumn. As furlough schemes come to an end and the strength of the economy is challenged, we'll see if this recovery is sustainable. The PMIs come out at the beginning of each month, so please take a look at the CIPS website and all our social media channels for the latest data, which is also tracked and used by the Bank of England. Our Construction Senior Procurement Leaders Group is also doing some great work developing insight into what the industry is doing right now and the focus for procurement in the future. A free paper produced by them is available on the CIPS website.